Hi everyone. So I'm Sarina. So today I'm going to talk about something that each and every single one of us does every time we go to sleep, and that's dreaming. So we spend about a third of our life sleeping. So the average human life expectancy is about 82 years old. So we spend about 27 years of our life sleeping. So I'm sure many of us have actually woken up from a dream and been like, okay, why was I dreaming what I was, and like, could it have a meaning behind it? And unfortunately, there's no scientific answer as to what dreaming actually means, but they have been able to come up with numerous theories as to what it could possibly mean. So today we're going to discuss when people dream and how often they do it, the theories behind why we dream, as well as what lucid dreaming is. So when do people dream and how often? Every time we go to sleep, we go through what is called a sleep cycle. And according to the American Sleep Association, quote, during sleep, we usually pass through 5 phases of sleep. Stages 1, 2, 3, 4, and REM, rapid eye movement sleep, end quote. So we go through these 5 phases several times a night. And after about 90 minutes or so, we enter in our last phase of sleep, which is called REM. And it's kind of like if anyone's ever tried to wake someone up at night and you say their name a couple times, but they don't wake up, and then you have to like physically go over there and be like, hey, wake up. And then when they finally do wake up, they're just tired and they're kind of hazy and unaware of their surroundings for a second. More than likely, they were in their REM sleep because it's so deep that they're not really aware of what's happening around them. So you can actually dream at any stage of sleep, 1 through 4, but it is most prevalent during your REM sleep because it's so deep. And this is the stage where your body actually paralyzes itself temporarily, so you don't go out and act out your dreams while you're sleeping, because you could obviously hurt yourself and people around you. So according to the National Sleep Foundation, quote, you generally dream at least 4 to 6 times per night. You usually dream longer as the night goes on because the REM stage of sleep can be anywhere from 5 minutes early in the night to as long as 34 minutes towards the end of your sleep session. So if you snooze for, say, 8 hours at night, 2 of them may be spent dreaming, end quote. So as the night goes on, you spend more and more time in your REM cycle, therefore you spend more and more time dreaming. But what do dreams actually mean? And why do people dream? This has actually been an ongoing question for hundreds and hundreds of years, and scientists don't have a definite answer as to what it means, but they have been able to come up with numerous theories. And one theory, according to the article, Learning While You Sleep, Dream or Reality, from the Division of Sleep at Harvard Medical School states that, quote, a 2010 Harvard study suggested that dreaming may reactivate and reorganize recently learned material, improving memory and boosting performance, end quote. So they believe that when you dream, your brain was essentially acting as like a filing cabinet, and it was storing information in different parts of your brain, and that dreams were basically your way of relearning the material that you learned throughout the day to help you kind of like better understand what it was. So Harvard actually conducted the study on college-age students, and they had these students all come together, and they had them learn a 3D puzzle. And so after they mastered the puzzle, they allowed half the students to go to sleep, while the other half had to relax and they weren't allowed to sleep. So then after about 90 minutes or so, they had all the students come back together again, and the half that had slept for 90 minutes had done significantly better on this puzzle than those who had to relax. So another theory, according to Michael J. Brewis, who is a clinical psychologist, a diplomat of the American Board of Sleep Medicine, and a fellow of the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, states in his article, Why Do We Dream, that, quote, recent research examined the role of dreams in problem solving using a group of lucid dreamers. They found that lucid dreamers could use their dreams effectively to solve creative problems. In the case of the study, the creative problem was crafting a metaphor directed by researchers, end quote. So Bruce basically believed that you could solve complicated problems and you could use your dreams, especially if they were lucid, to help solve these problems that you couldn't otherwise. And so what exactly is lucid dreaming then? Lucid dreaming is when you wake up in the middle of a dream. Your brain essentially switches to an awake mode, but you still continue dreaming. But this time you have full, complete control over what you are dreaming, and so you can basically do anything within a dream. So in the article, Lucid Dreaming and Self-Realization, written by Brewitt-Beauregard, a professor with a medical degree in neuroscience and a doctorate in philosophy, states that, quote, lucid dreaming is your chance to play around with the extraordinary abilities buried in the unused parts of your brain. All the obstacles of reality can be set aside as you make trips to the sun or the interior of the earth, end quote. So when we lucid dream, we are in full, complete control of what is happening in our dreams. And Beauregard actually explains in her article that everything that happens in a dream basically feels, acts, looks, tastes, and sounds real, so they can be extremely detailed. And so the concept of lucid dreaming actually appeared in several movies. It was in Inception, Avatar, and The Matrix. So in Inception, Cobb actually induces himself into a dream, and he's able to create such a complex and lifelike dream world that he actually has to carry with him like a small totem to distinguish whether he is in a dream or if he's actually in reality. So we spend about a third of our life sleeping, which is when we do most of our dreaming. We dream mostly when we're in a REM sleep, but we can do so in our other stages as well. And we dream about 4 to 6 times per night. Exactly what our dreams mean is still not 100% certain, but scientists have been able to come up with many theories. And they predicted that dreams play a role in our learning process, and that lucid dreaming could help us solve complicated problems that we couldn't otherwise. And lucid dreaming is having the ability to control exactly what happens in your dreams. And so whether or not we remember it, every single one of us at night dreams while we're asleep.